Social media has increasingly become an indispensable tool in Kenya's online political spaces. The rise of pseudo and fake accounts spreading toxic online content has increased, especially during the elections period. The high degree of digital connectivity among the Kenyan population has heightened the risk of toxic content in the online spaces. With the support of the Peacebuilding Fund and the German government, the Peace and Development Advisor, the United Nations Development Programme, and the Office of the High Commissioner of Human Rights collaborated with the national and county-level actors to strengthen early warning and response systems to counter hate speech, incitement, misinformation, and disinformation in the online and offline spaces. An online system was established to detect, report, and respond to toxic content in the popular social media platforms. Innovative and artificial intelligence tools were employed to detect harmful trends and tactics, while creative counteractions were used to respond to these trends.
This tidal wave of disinformation and fake news is in many ways the challenge of our time, and even more so at elections. Staying ahead of that requires really cutting-edge, innovative technological solutions. That's what we were able to provide to the competent constitutional bodies, first and foremost, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, the Media Council of Kenya, so that they could monitor in real time and they could sanction in real time. But it also permitted us to reach out to a much wider array of actors, particularly nano and micro social influencers on social media, to be able to counter in real time and put out messages of peace to counter the disinformation. So this innovation, I think, was what allows us to be able to deal in real time with this scale, this tidal wave of disinformation and fake news.
This online system brought together the United Nations, the Mapema Consortium, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, as well as members of the Wiano platform and the global tech companies to effectively respond to the emerging trends.
Part of our work was to use the expert skill set that we have in forensics and investigations to monitor the social media for cases of hate speech and incitement and communicate these results for counter-active measures. Additionally, part of our work was now to pick up early signs of hate speech and incitement, where we will have a list of queries or lexicons that we're actually using now to monitor the social media platforms, and there was an automatic alert that there's a peak in the use of these mentions. And then from there now we'll alert our partners such as NCIC, the UNDP team, where they will now take actions.
As Shujaz Inc., we partnered with iFluence and Code for Africa to form the Mapema Consortium. We did this through sharing peace messaging on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, as well as holding virtual mediations, or what we call Maiketu events, where we brought young people into conversations with leaders to talk about issues of voter education and how to keep peaceful around the elections. We also held a few on-ground events to also hear from young people about their concerns around the elections. And we've been involved in creating 2 Youth Pulse reports, which are focused on sharing the perceptions and experiences of young people ahead of, during, and after the elections.
Our strategy is to work with micro and nano influencers that we identify across different social media platforms to speak actively against hate speech and to promote peaceful messaging across different social media platforms.
Through the Mapema Consortium, the Commission was able to identify over 800 cases. Through also the partnership of global tech companies, we were able to withdraw some of those hateful messages and misinformation and disinformation.
As part of the project, the United Nations facilitated dialogue and exchange with global social media companies, including Meta, Twitter, and TikTok, to be able to share analysis that was coming out from the project and the consortium, and then jointly discuss responses that were required and how to prevent and respond to trends that were emerging.
One thing that stood out during this election was the creation of
the Peace Messaging Hub, which was a platform that brought together different institutions to respond to online and offline political intolerance messages, hate speech, in a way that countered the negative messages that was being shared across political divides.
What we did is that we brought in this system that brings in a whole ecosystem of national actors, county level, national level, governmental, non-governmental actors, international actors, human rights actors, peace-building actors. So brought everybody together to work in a synchronized, in a mutually reinforcing manner to deliver peaceful elections. In that, we did not only focus on providing analysis, we also were guided by responses, effective responses that happened at multiple levels.